Diwali, the Hindu festival of lights, is highlighted by a mesmerizing display of lights at home and dramatic fireworks filling up the night sky. Let's get to know the people who celebrate this event a little better. Though Diwali is one of the most important festivals of the Hindus, it also coincides with the Jain celebration of Mahavir Moksha, the Sikhs' celebration of Bandi Chhor Divas, and Ashoka Vijayadashmi celebrated by the Buddhists. This day is celebrated across the globe and is a declared public holiday in a number of countries with a significant Hindu, Sikh, Jain or Buddhist population. Note that for the purpose of this video, I will be focusing on the Hindu festival of Diwali unless specified otherwise. Diwali signifies the victory of light over darkness, of good over evil, knowledge over ignorance, and hope over despair. You get the picture, the good stuff over the bad stuff, like He-Man beating Skeletor. Diwali marks the beginning of the 8th month of the Hindu lunisolar calendar, called Kartik, incidentally my name. This falls generally in the months of October and November of the Gregorian calendar. As far as the records go, it at least dates back to the 1st millennium BC, where the story of Nachiketa was cited in the Katha Upanishad, one of the ancient religion texts of Hinduism. There are many beliefs as to why Diwali is celebrated. Let's get into it and cover some of them. In most parts of North India, it celebrates the return of the righteous king of Ayodhya, Ram, the hero of the epic tale Ramayana. Ram, the rightful ruler of Ayodhya, was exiled for a period of 14 years for political differences pertaining to the accession to the throne. During the exile, Ram defeated the evil king of Lanka, Ravan, who kidnapped his wife Sita. The people of Ayodhya, so delighted with the return of their beloved king, lit up the streets leading into Ayodhya, custom celebrated to this day. In other parts, it marks the return after 13 years of exile of the Pandavas, the 5 brothers from the second epic of Hinduism, the Mahabharata. During this period, the Pandavas were victorious over their evil cousins, the Kauravas, over the battle for the throne of Hastinapur. The Mahabharata, notably, is credited as the longest poem in the world, containing over 24,000 verses. It also contains the Bhagavad Gita, which is the most sacred text of Hinduism, in which God speaks to Arjun, one of the Pandav brothers, and explains the nature of self and dharma, the holy duty. Another belief talks about the meeting of Nachiketa with Yamraj, the god of death. Nachiketa's father, a sage, was performing a sacrifice of all his worldly belongings to win the favor of the gods. Nachiketa, wanting the best for his father, questioned him repeatedly and said, "Am I not yours? Which god would you offer me to?" His father, pestered by the boy's persistent questioning, shouted and said, "I offer you to death." Nachiketa, taking the words of his father to heart, went to Yamraj's abode and waited there for 3 days without food, water or sleep. Yamraj, on his return, was so taken with the boy's devotion that he offered him 3 boons. Nachiketa asked for peace for him and his father, the right of passage to heaven for all of mankind, and asked for the secret of the afterlife. Yamraj gave in to his third request after much reluctance, and explained how one can separate the mind from the body to achieve nirvana. Another belief stems from an ancient time when gods and demons fought over the control of the universe. During one of their battles, the demons defeated the gods and took control. The gods in turn went to ask for help from Lord Vishnu, the preserver of the universe. Vishnu proposed a truce between the gods and the demons and suggested to churn the great ocean of milk to obtain the nectar of immortality. The churning, known as Samudra Manthan, took over 1,000 years. A mountain was used as a churning pole, mounted atop a giant tortoise, an avatar of Lord Vishnu, and used the serpent king as a rope. 14 ratans or treasures were produced as a result, one of them being Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune and wealth, whom Lord Vishnu took as an eternal consort. The birth of goddess Lakshmi is one of the reasons for the celebration of the festival of Diwali. Apart from the Hindus, this belief is also shared by the Newar Buddhists of Nepal. Another story tells us about Krishna's victory over Narkasur. Narkasur was a demon son born to the goddess of earth Bhudevi and Varaha, the third avatar of Lord Vishnu. Narkasur was blessed with a boon for a long life. He became the ruler of the earth and the heavens and enjoyed a long tyrannical reign. He was finally defeated in battle by Krishna, the eighth major avatar of Vishnu. Krishna also freed 16,100 women held captive by Narkasur and took them all as his wives so that they may live with dignity. Before his death, Narkasur asked for a boon from his mother that his death be celebrated with colorful light. So the day before Diwali is celebrated as Naraka Chaturdashi with lights to signify this event. Diwali also marks the coronation of the legendary king Vikramaditya from the BC era, who is remembered as being an ideal king. The debate is still out whether Vikramaditya was a distinct historical figure or an amalgamation of many different rulers with fantastical legends. Vikramaditya is also credited as the protagonist of the fabled tales of Vikram and Betal. As mentioned earlier, this day also coincides with important events for the Jains, the Sikhs and the Buddhists. Let's go over their beliefs as well. Mahavir Moksha. For the Jains, this is the day that Mahavir, the last of the 24 Tirthankaras, attained moksha, that is, achieved emancipation from the circle of birth and rebirth. Bandi Chhor Divas. For the Sikhs, this day marks the release of their sixth leader, Guru Har Gobind, from imprisonment at Gwalior Fort by Mughal Emperor Jahangir in the year 1611. Guru Har Gobind is remembered for starting a military tradition in Sikhism for the protection of the right of freedom of religion. Apart from the Newar Buddhists who celebrate the birth of Lakshmi, this day is also important for Buddhists across the globe, as the day Emperor Ashoka accepted Buddhism and adopted the path of peace. Ashoka was an emperor of the Mauryan dynasty who reigned for 34 years in the 3rd century BC. His rule stretched from Afghanistan in the west up to Bangladesh in the east, covering almost the entire Indian subcontinent. Ashoka played a pivotal role in the spread of Buddhism, and for this reason this day is celebrated as Ashoka Vijayadashmi, or Ashoka's victory. For the Hindus, the festival of Diwali lasts a total of 5 days depending upon the custom of the land. Day 1 is known as Dhanteras, which celebrates the birth of Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity, and Dhanvantri, the goddess of health and healing. Day 2 is known as Naraka Chaturdashi or Choti Diwali. Day 3 is Diwali. Day 4 is Guri Parva, which celebrates the holy bonds of marriage. Day 5 is Bhai Dooj or Tikka, which celebrates the love between brothers and sisters. During this festive season, people wear new clothes, chalk out colorful floor patterns called rangolis, light up their homes with clay lamps called diyas, clean, decorate and renovate their homes, gift sweets to one another, and offer prayers and welcome Goddess Lakshmi into their homes. Businesses see the start of the Diwali sale and a number of people purchase gold and silver. Of course, the most popular and fun part of Diwali is the bursting of firecrackers, enjoyed wholeheartedly by children and adults alike. We hope you enjoyed this video and wish you a very safe and wonderful Diwali. Subscribe to the channel to watch more videos in this series.